power, 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 power. Alright folks, so we're going to put a battery in this thing and see what smokes. It's a cool little sort of battery heat guard thing. My favourite part about this is that the major positive wire just kind of goes over the engine. You know, that's fine. Okay, we've grabbed a battery out of the shed. It has a go handle, which is nice. It doesn't fit, but if this works, maybe we'll find one that does fit properly, you know? None of the terminals are right. No, that's fine. We'll probably just end up vice gripping this on. Oh, we got some bindage. That might do. Okay. So here goes the positive terminal. All right. Either the battery's dead or this is an old battery. And it's breezy. But I'm smelling, I don't know what I'm smelling actually, I've got no idea. There's potentially significant coolant leak down the back, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, we'll ignore that. So let's have a little look. If she'll even bark, let's see if she'll rotate. Let's put the key in the ignition. Let's find out if she'll rotate. Right, first step, rotation. Well, we have lights on the dash. Oh, she is in gear. That's always good to make sure. Oh, that was nice. Always good to leave it out of gear so you don't kill yourself. 101 people. 101. Right. Well, let's get some fuel. So you've got a little mechanical fuel pump down there, which this might go into, which would be nice. But we might just want to, you know, we might put a little dribble down there first and see if she barks off. Just a smidge. Whoa, that's way too much. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's just give it a little bit of choke. Choke you, and let's see if it barks. I've always wanted to say this, but let's put it in English accent. Why don't we bring the thunder? No way! Right, let's get that fuel line on. Oh, I turned it off quick, so I don't want to empty the bowl if it's got fuel in the bowl. Hang on. Right, let's put the fuel can in a safe place. That's not safe, but it's there. I've already put some two-stroke oil in there, and I've put a little bit of the unleaded stuff too. I've put some of that in there. Right, let's see if that pulls. We'll give it a little bit less choke now. And let's see what happens. Here we go. Would you kindly bring the thunder? Come on. Oh, go on, love. Let's give it a bit more choke. I'll just pull a bit more in. Come on, bring the thunder. Yeah, go on, puff. All right, let's not cook that nice new starter motor-ish. Ancient, old. Smells of old fuel, so that's nice. I'm not getting any not getting anything in the bowl there. There is a bit of something. Accelerator pump, I'm not sure. I'll give it a few pumps on the bowl. Well, it does run. It does run. Maybe there's just no fuel in the bowl, I'm not sure. Main jet, the idle jet maybe is a bit blech. I can hear it putting fuel in. Maybe she's just not warm enough yet for that without choke. Let's have a look again, let's have a look. Oh, she wants a bit of choke. She wants a bit of choke. Yeah! Good in there. Yes, you puppy. Look at that. Now there's a little bit of something underneath. Not sure if that's coolant or fuel or just where I threw fuel everywhere. Bit less choke. Bringing the French thunder. Well, that motivates me. Yes! Right, let's take some shots through Instagram and get on with the brakes. So, we may have established why this one isn't great. It's missing the drum. Found it in the boot. That needs a really good clean up. So we'll do that in a second. In here we have issues. Definitely need new cylinder, which we do have. So that's nice. New shoes, which we actually do have some new shoes, which is also nice. Handbrake cables, let's hope they're not seized. I didn't get them. And we do have a little spring kit too. So we can replace any springs new in the lever sections. That mechanism doesn't exactly seem to be doing much, does it? So let's give it a good old spray. And let's then work it out and try and get this thing apart. Yes, just, yes. There we go. Everything else seems pretty good actually. It's a scabby, it's a 1976, but hopefully with a good jet wash, we'll wire wheel some of the areas that are scabby. We'll mastic them and undercoat them and seal them, and it should be alright. Let's just hope that that's not hiding something, because that is a cover for the sills. Let's pretend we didn't see it, it's fine. If anyone could explain to me why shoes are just so overly complicated, I don't know anyone. I mean, seriously, you need all that to just have a pair of shoes. Unreal, I haven't done a handbrake cable yet either. Oh, that's to be done. So I haven't actually done the shoes yet. So just got to flick that on next. On there, clean that up, put the, on. Yeah, so many springs, so many levers, so many clips, such complicated design. These hook things, I've never come across these before. Probably old-fashioned style thing. Hook and a clip on the back, like these little clips here. Just bizarre. Way too complicated, it's taking way too long. The other side I should be able to throw together a bit quickly. So let's get the on and be done with it. Be done! So it would appear that the cylinders are wrong, which is really annoying because I got motivated, ready to go, and nowhere stocks them either. So I've had to order them online and they'll take who knows how long. So, great. So we'll have to stop for the day, I think, because I can't put the drum on, etc. And we'll come back to this later. Edit.
Oui, little update. The brakes are done on this side other than the cylinder. We have the other drum cleaned up and it is looking good, yeah. We don't need the brake, how you say, cylinders. We're still waiting on them. It'll be okay once they arrive. Now, we maybe move on to something that makes it look pretty. I mean, it is already beautiful, but let's make it pretty. The wheels, scabby. The tires, flat. We fix this problem. Let's go strip the tires, paint the wheels, and put fresh tires. We have to see Ruby, who has the centerless wheel balancer thingy. I hope with 3 studs. Otherwise, uh-oh.
Like after my Land Rover, all terrains.
And these are bigger tyres than they were on here originally. They're almost like 20mm wider than the original tyres.
So cool.
But they were cheap. They were like...
You done that bearing?
12 quid. No, it was just painted. They were like 12 quid each, those tyres, brand new. And I painted them.
Yeah, I can see.
So, people ask me how I get so much done, slave. we've done the brake line this side, and now this brake doesn't seize on. So I was suspect of those brake hoses, so that's one brake hose done. We're going to do the other brake hose today, and then my slave might just drop the oil on it, because I don't know how old the oil is, but it's pretty old, before we run it anymore. And then we might see if it moves, because it wouldn't move before.
That's on the ground.
Yeah, but just wiggle it off, it's fine.
You've only got one nut.
Well, there's only 3 to start with, so it's a third of the way there. Oh, it's quite tight, isn't it? Maybe it needs jacking up a little bit. Okay, we're going to get that wheel off and do that brake hose so that brake doesn't seize on. Then adjust the handbrake, drop the oil, and see if it moves. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Alfred's check, look at those things. Less leather those do. Right, let's do what I just said. Right, let's get this oil out.
More people care about me now. It's just based on the Land Rover.
Yeah, no one cares about your personal life.
No,
Or what you're going through.
I don't want to.
Just what you modded it, you know, what's the latest mod on the Land Rover? And have you rolled it yet? Right, that's the oil coming out. It's rather thin, considering it's stone cold. Well, it tells you how much fuel is in it. Or water? Maybe water too. Let's see what's on the end of that. A little bit of sludge. Oh, quite a bit of sludge. That's okay. That's fine. I have no idea when it was last changed. We're going to put some fresh oil in and then run it around for a little bit. Just get up to temp and then drain it again and change the oil filter. It's nice it's got a magnet on it. Oh, some, in my opinion, should have magnets on them. I like some plugs that have magnets on them. Right then, lads and lasses. My slave has put the wheels back on. Thank you very much. Can't show you the nice brakes, but they're fine. They operate. You know, they do the thingy on the thingies. That's good. We haven't got ignition lights now for some reason, but maybe the batteries could put. Maybe it's the really sketchy cables. Don't know. But we have drained the oil. We're going to do another drain once we got up to temp. So we're going to put some nice fresh oil in. I've gone for the cheapest oil that I could find on eBay. 13 quid delivered, so that's perfect. It's got all the minerals and the dinosaur bones in it. That'll go in, we'll run it up to temperature, and then we'll drain it, and then change the oil filter, which looks about 36 years old. Right, let's see if we can do that and get the engine running. That'd be nice. Beautiful, it's like treacle. Like golden syrup. I want to lick it. That's like golden syrup. Felt like an idiot not finding that very quickly. Especially since it's yellow on the top. There we go. Well done for putting it right at the back. Peugeot. Well, let's blame Citroen on that one. Oh, goes in beautifully. Okay, there we go. That seems to have oil in it, so that's fine. Probably could do with some fuel. Yes! Alright, that's enough. There's not going to be any, there's only the fuel in the fuel bowl. So, making weird noises. Anyway, that's fine. It's got oil in it. Right then, let's bring you up to date. It's the 27th of March. So now that's done, I'll show you what's going on with the car. So the car itself, the front brakes are done, wheels are on, service, new hoses, new fluid. Same situation with the back other than the hoses and the fluid. We've drained the oil, changed that, so it's got fresh oil in it. I want to run it up to temperature now, but obviously the fuel system is working, but not from the tank. So today, we'll do a couple of things. I think we're going to put some fuel in the tank, and then we're going to drain it, and slosh it out, put a new seal in there, see if the tank will hold fuel and what it's got in it. pump some through the line, see what condition the line is in, see if we can get it running on its own fuel tank. That would be nice. And then see if it moves. Maybe we'll sort out that 3D printed part and whether it will actually, you know. Yeah, so this looks a bit all dented and stuff, so I'm a bit worried about whether it's leaking or not, or whether it's just this is all the residue from it being drained, because the tank is completely bone dry. So that could be a good thing, that there's no stale fuel in there. Could be a bad thing, that it's all corroded. So I'm going to put a new washer on that, put some fuel in, slosh it round, drain a little bit out, see what it looks like, pump it through to the front, put a filter on it, let's get it going. Let's do this! 30 seconds into this quick job and I'm stuck already. I've been provided with 2 keys, neither of which fit that lock. Hoped it was just stiff initially, but it's definitely a double-bladed lock. Double-sided, you know, that which is not that one, and definitely not that one. So I've turned to my box of keys for things that I don't know that fit, because these old petrol cat locks are known for being just terrible locks. I mean, I have 5 different keys in here, as in they look totally different, for the classic mini fuel cap lock, and they all fit. So let's go through my and try and find one. Right, well I haven't got a solution for that yet, so I can't put fuel in, so while I think about a solution, if I'll adjust the handbrake, make sure that's finished up, so actually this can go back on the ground and not roll around. I don't know why some manufacturers go away from old designs that are just frankly quite brilliant. So it has 2 nuts. This is a locking nut, and the other nut just winds in or out to adjust the cable tension. So once you've adjusted the shoes first in the drums, which I've done, you then just use these. And there's 1 per side. So many now have 1 adjuster for both sides, which invariably doesn't work very well. So you have one good, bad side. I've adjusted both up just a little bit. They're not binding, they're not pulling on the cable. Nice free wheel. And, oh, it's away. I'm getting older. Go to the handbrake. With the pull up the handbrake, that's a 4, maybe 5 clicks, that is a very must. There is the pull up. And not so bad, so a little bit more on this side. And this side, oh, it's rock solid. C'est exceptionnel. Or something like that. So a little bit more on the other side. This is parfait. Don't have to readjust this side, just one side is parfait. So now we gave a little lulu, a little and now we go from nice and quite free, and we pause up the handbrake just to like a 4 clicks, and it's parfait, absolutely sensational, parfait. Subtitles below. Yeah. Right, new plan. That's the plug for the fuel tank. I'm back purging fuel. So I'm going to send some fuel that way, which is probably a good idea because it's back flushing that line, and then hopefully, because this smells like varnish, it might just flush out a bit, and hopefully we should see some fuel coming out of here eventually. Maybe, possibly, that'd be good. See if I doubt. Still can't get in there. That thing didn't work, don't know why. So Noah has a suggestion.
Yeah, just every time you need to fill up, just take the sender unit out, which is here.
That rotten one there that's all seized up.
Just take that out and 3 bolts, keep a socket on you and just pour the fuel straight in there.
No one will ever steal that.
Nope.
Very convenient at the petrol station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a smoke while you're doing it, like a Frenchman would.
Yeah, and your cabin just
Yeah.
wafts. Well, mind you, there's good ventilation. I've got fuel everywhere. Yeah, that needed to come out anyway, I think. Nice. Right, well, let's put fuel in. It's not a good sign, really, that that's the inside of it. Bit of WD winning on the day again. I didn't think this would actually come loose, but it's working beautiful. So that's good. So Noah's now being my slave, going to get it on the ground so I can kind of put fuel in and shake it about a bit. So put the little pluggy in, put some fuel in through the boot hole, shake it around a lot, then drain it and see what we got. Plan. One of my little dwarfs here, Sneezy, he's just letting in the last one down on the ground, which means this will be back down on its own feet, its own boots, new boots, for the first time since it's got here. It's been up in the air for weeks. This is cool, this is exciting. Oh, look at that. Stance. Nice. Get a bit more fuel in it. Let's check that plug does or doesn't leak. Thanks, Noah. And then I'll give up for the day. Do you like the 204?
Love it. It's the best car you've ever had.
And yet you're leaning against the best car I've ever had.
I'm leaning against the best car that you've ever had that has been vinyl wrapped. And that is sat in that exact space.
Okay.
This is the best car you've ever had.
You have looked at it, right?
What, this?
Well, both
Disgusting.
of them. So we put fuel in it in the convenient location, shook it around a bit, and I mean it's not great, but I expected worse. So I think what we'll do is just you know, it's a bit brown and there's some bits of silt in there. I think we'll just do the vice grip thing and just run like 8 fuel filters and just change them all the time. It'll wash itself out. That's the plan. Yep, that's the plan. Let's put some fuel in. So we might have figured out why the fuel tank was empty. Yeah. It leaks. So it has one obvious hole that I can see. I can patch that up, but it has to be empty. So we'll drain it and then have to take the tank out, fill it full of water, wash it out, then repair it, etc, etc. So it's a bit miserable today, if I'm honest. The weather is not happy. Fuel tank's on the floor. To G myself up to drag that inside, wash it out, pressure wash it, clean it. I'm going to do a couple other things on the car first. One, I really need to sort this boot out. It's becoming a shed and that's annoying me. Two, I'm going to fit the special carburettor part, which is here, which needs to go and replace the part on here, which is all cracked and broken. There's that piece there. I think you've heard the story so far on these episodes, but basically this is a 3D printed part that I got from Sculptio in France. Someone's designed it at some point, thank you to you. I don't know who you are, but you did it. And then I rang them, I emailed them, and like within an hour they said, yep, it's like 33 quid imported, done. 2 weeks later, new part. So we're going to fit that, and then we can hopefully do something with the throttle cable, refit the choke cable, and make sure that all works fine for itself. Then we're going to measure some fuel line, get some fuel line on the way. I think it's 6mm, not 8mm. And get some fuel filters in place, and then we can put some spark plugs in, air filter housing on, and run it up to temperature off the tub of fuel, and then do an oil change. And then I might actually touch that fuel tank. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. Not sure yet. I might think about it. So there we go. Old part on the left, new part on the right. I fear I'm missing the part that holds the cable on. So we might have to do something about that. Make one, do something. Someone seems to have bodged something up for the choke cable, so we might have to do the same. But important part of this, hopefully it's nice and strong. It looks like a thicker construction than this one, and plus it's now 46 years old. Does have a metal piece sort of part of that, and this doesn't. Maybe that's a good thing. We'll soon find out. Let's fit it. Oh, look, clean parts on a dirty car. Nice. So that's working nice as well. That was getting stuck about there, so that's now all working nice and free. So we're going to get some cables on that. We can get some cable on the choke, hopefully. We need to push it through. Then we need to work out how to clamp the throttle cable, which is just a cable, onto the end of this. So we might go into the shed and make something up, a nut with a hole in it or something. Yeah, need to clamp it on. So, but yeah, let's get that cable sorted and then we'll start her up and see what happens. So there's our throttle cable in. Little M5 nut and washer. I think it's slightly bigger than that. M6 is too big, M5 is too small, but it does work. So next thing is fit the choke cable, which I don't suppose it's meant to go like that. So I guess we have to go inside the cabin and feed this baby back through and into there. So let's do that. Come on, just there we go. done. YouTube gold about to occur. We have our new piece fitted, wires in, correctly installed. Right, here we go. So we should have throttle, full throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle, off the throttle. Now choke, choke, out or in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Power, 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 power. It appears to be working. Nice. Well, I wonder what the great Derek from Voice Script Garage is doing today. I don't know. But in the words of the great Derek from Voice Script Garage, let's bring the thunder. Here we go. Good. New light on the dashboard. I don't know what that means. Let's pop the choke in a little bit. Yeah, so we've got a new light. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure there must be a piece of plastic or something that should go in front of it. I don't know if it's handbrake. Oh, handbrake light. Handbrake light works. The idle seems set a bit high. And she dies almost immediately as soon as I touch the throttle. But not with the throttle, with the choke out, so we'll have to work on that a little bit. Then we're going to take a look at the condition of the plugs. Leads just pop off. I mean, the red seems a bit vulgar really, but they just pop off. Then we're going to use the original tool, which is just here. There's a little label saying what not to do and what to do. It's very nice there. So we don't use that tool, which we haven't got, we use this tool. So let's do that. Let's pop out this original tool. There we go. And let's see if it works, shall we? Let's dent the bonnet while we're there. That's a good sign. I think your finger can go like whoop-de-woo-de-woo. Isn't that nice? Whoop-de-woo-de-woo. It doesn't grab the plug there. There's a downside to that. They don't look too bad actually. I'll show them in a minute. They are champions of the world. Oh. They've been replaced on, and the temperature looks good too. Right, let's get the rest of it out. Yeah, looks good. And show you what we got in a minute. Plugs always tell the story. You can diagnose an old car or a new car by plugs. You can tell that the heat range is about right. You can see the temperature change on the main electrode at the top there. Looks good, but they are very rounded. So thank you whoever greased them up before. They came out nice and easy, but we need to put new ones in. So we'll throw some new ones in and maybe that'll just help a little bit of the pop and bang. Quick show you the new plugs. Shiny. We're just going to do a gap check. Yep, it's got a gap. Perfect. Always put a little dab. Just of copper grease. If you noticed how easy it was to take out those old ones, it's because someone did that for me. Thank you. Let's shove them in. So we're just draining on the oil for a second time. Already filthy, and it hadn't even run for a little while, so that was a good flush. Top tip, just buy some really cheap oil, well, the right grade, but the cheapest you can find. Chuck it in there for 5 minutes, just idling, don't drive it around, and that's a free flush. Flushes are like 6-7 quid and they don't really do anything. Just run the oil change twice. Very simple. So we're letting that drain. Meantime, let's sort out what's going on up on top of there. Interesting fact, 1976 Peugeot still uses the same copper washers, crush washers that line have used all Peugeot 70s, 80s, 90s and the 2000s. And then they changed over some other rubbish ones. A few pence, simple enough. Why do they change that? Don't know, but there we go, that's ready. Here's that air filter inbox, airbox performance thing. Plugs into places. So we haven't got the bolts. I mean, they might be in there somewhere, but we might just try and find some ones that fit that are new. So we better give that a little bit of out. Give that a little shuts out, and then this is the original. Now it would filter things, but probably not all of them, and probably not very effectively. It's a problem, might just fill the engine full of fluff. So, brand new, as you can tell, new old stock. We've tried to do that wherever we can, so let's hope that's in relatively good condition to throw that in. Then we also went with the new old stock Wix filter, because this is sort of, I've done this because of a couple of years of watching Vice Grip Garage. Found him a few years ago, thanks to Darren, to shout out for wasting my life on that one. Watching hours of his stuff, but it's amazing to watch. Maybe put a link, but you'd know who he is. He always screams by Wix. I don't think they're any different to anything else, but I'm going to use one because it was the cheapest old stock I could find on eBay. So, let's do that. Let's get the air filter assembly ready. Oil filter off. Get this thing serviced. Winning. Here's one of those moments of truth, fellas and ladies who's watching. I actually haven't opened this up yet. Maybe there's nothing in it. Maybe there's a useful filter. Maybe the filter's absolutely ruined. Oh, it's not bad. I mean, it's not brand new. I mean, it's never been used before, but it's a bit discoloured in places. But you know what? It'll do. Nice bit of rubber. That'll seal it in good. Let's pop her on. Let's pop her on, boys and girls. This is exciting. Look, I didn't want to overdo it. I used a couple of used bolts, you know. Can't be too shiny. Whoa. It's a neat little tight little fit. Very nice. That's good. Right, let's get the put that on top. Okay, everyone. So we're missing a little spring here. It just goes the same as that. We might have one somewhere we can find to make that work. Here's our little winter to warmer, where when it's cold you just flick up and it puts a bit of heat up. There's a little pipe that comes under here and it just takes in some more warm air, which is nice, because you can get carb icing. So if it's really cold you'd flick that over. Our little airbox had some more guides for the leads and we've just readjusted them so they look nice. And everything's plumbed up now, as it should be. Air filter's in. Looking good. Again, didn't want to use too much of a shiny bolt on the top. It was probably a wing nut originally, but it's not anymore. So we've tidied the engine bay up a little bit. Just remove the modern materials. We need to do two things. We need to, I think in the boot is the original battery box. That's good. We need to order a proper battery. This is too big. Didn't fit properly. And probably a coolant change. And I think there's the original jack handle. So let's go and have a look. Let's see if we can find that original jack handle. Because that would be nice to have that engine bay looking more original. I think that's it. That's cool. Right. Which way around does it go? Or is it not the original handle? I don't know. Oh, that might go. Ah, there's a bit of a rust spot. Ah, telltale. Got that there. Got that there. Very nice. I wonder where the jack went. Not sure. I don't know if it gets tucked somewhere else. Someone might tell me. Is that what this is for? I'd love to know what that is for. Maybe that is for the jack. And that holds the jack too. I'll come back to you on that in a second, folks. Well guys, it took a little bit of jigsaw working out, you know, Rubik's Cube style, but we got it in there and that is where it goes. How awesome is that? I love that. I love that there's nothing basically in the boot, tools wise. It sits there nice and solid, no problem. It looks a bit weird because the battery's too big. And then your jack handle goes, oh, I used it over here to wind that down because it was all like, you know, scissored out. We're scissored in now. Let's put that on there. Like that, like that. Complete engine bay. Absolutely awesome. I know it's rusty. You know, I know it's rusty, but we're going to jet this, you know, we'll just jet wash it off and we'll put some rust inhibitor on it and try and preserve the patina. Because it's just, it would, you know, if it was immaculate, yeah, it would look amazing, but it's 46 years old. It shouldn't look immaculate, should it? I don't think so. It's not like this is one of a kind rally spec or Concord, you know, look at it. It's a bit rough. Nice shiny wheels, by the way. I don't know if I've noticed these. If you've noticed, have I noticed? I noticed. Did you notice? Hope you did. Yeah, so fuel tank fix, battery, and we can drive it. I mean, the brakes, questionable still, but we might just, you know, not use them. See what I tell you? I know I had it somewhere. So it's like a bracket that we'd normally have, and then they put a little heat shield there. Because, you know, exhaust plus battery acid, not a good thing. Thinking of your safety. So, I'm going to take that back out now. It's just kind of flimsy without the battery, but I just thought I'd show you. And then there's the oil filter. Look, I can get straight to it. Again, why don't people do that? Air filter, plugs, fuel filter would be there, oil filter there. How easy is that? Make things easy, people. Why is it hard? I mean, radiator's there, the drain plug's right there. It's all here. It's the best car in the world. Hello, everybody. C'est magnifique. Not so much, actually. But what we did was poked at rust. I really want to get this moving so that I can jet wash it out, I can clean out in here, I can let it dry out, and then start treating the rust spots, because it's not going to be helping outside now, sat in this damp, cold, nasty, English, British, disgusting weather. I've pulled out everything from the boot, and that's all we need now. I'm going to get some historic plates made. I think we can do that on these, which would be nice. So we've got the bits for the tank, some leaded replacement stuff, the fuel filters and two rear hoses, and that cap. Later today, I'm hoping, my lockpick set will come, and I can unpick that, take that off, put the unlocking one on, which I kind of would prefer, to be honest. I think the other one would be better, and I haven't got the key, so yeah. All else fails, I've got a locksmith chap that might come out who helped with the Mini. So LMI locksmiths, let me in locksmith, so I might give him a shout. And then we will do the fuel tank. So fuel tank, access to the fuel tank, and then what was it? Rear brakes, check lights, drive it. But yeah, it's got very damp in here, and it's a bit of a shame really, because I think the damp has got in here and then sat under this. Under this is really soggy and damp, so I'm going to fold this over. I mean, that's rotten. I'm going to have to find like a replacement piece of vinyl just to go in there. Completely rotten. Then we'll let all this dry out basically, and go back to it, and then we'll treat all that and give it a little coat of something. You know, it looks a bit scabby. We'll treat what I can within my expertise, so I can do this, but this not so much. So you know, I need to know where I can and can't do stuff, and I'm not so sure about that sort of thing. If you can't see it, I can do it. You know, along here, like this needs a professional repair. Or do I just put some rust inhibitor on it, put some touch-up paint on it, and leave it? I don't know. You tell me, please. You tell me what I, as a complete unprofessional, should do.